The film focus that will be talked about is masculinity, which is shown between these two films, RRR made in India and Gladiator made in Morocco. The topic is to what extent the Gladiator and RRR male protagonists made character development while facing societal pressure. In the film, RRR, directed by S.S. Rajamouli, shows two main characters, Bhim and Raju. Bhim is shown as a physical strong person who is willing to do anything to protect his people. Bhim was on a mission to find a little girl who was sold to the British people unknowingly, while he also fights to hide his identity and falls in love at the same time. Whereas Raju is a police officer for the British Empire, which shows his ultimate goal is to achieve a high position in authority to bring weapons to his people in revenge of the British people who killed his family. Over time, Bhim and Raju built a strong bond of brotherhood with the unknown identity of each other. Throughout the movie, it shows how these protagonists faced obstacles while trying to achieve their secret goals while being under the control of the British Empire. In The Gladiator, directed by Ridley Scott, shows a series of games where people fight to the death. Maximus, the main protagonist, was once an army general serving the old king. With the old king wanting Maximus to be the next heir to the throne, his son Caesar disliked this idea so much he decided to kill his father. Caesar ordered to kill Maximus but failed, where it stripped Maximus of his position and led him to becoming a gladiator who participates in the game. In the time being, the government is questioning Caesar's abilities to be the king and how it would affect Rome. Caesar wants to kill Maximus, where he forced Maximus to participate in a game to the death. In the end, both Caesar and Maximus died, which left a huge impact on the people of Rome. Masculinity, which means qualities or attributes regarded as characteristics of men or boys. In RR, the film is mostly directed to show the hardships of the two main characters, Bhim and Raju. This movie was shown in the times of when the British had control over India, which was dated back in 1757 to 1858. This movie shows what hardships the people of India faced and the violence that the British Empire used against them. Bhim is the stronghold of his village where they overcome obstacles together, and he will help provide strength to help each other. Raju had a secret mission to avenge his family with the given strength of his father who died. This supports the film-focused masculinity, which men are mostly dominant whenever it comes to physical work. This also shows how men are displayed as strong individual beings, but it also shows how they can have weakness and how important decisions can come with consequences. In The Gladiator, the film is taking place in the 18th century time period where King Marcus is handing over power to King Commodus, known as Caesar. It is where Rome economy started to decline. The Gladiator shows some true events that happened in past history where it shows the corruption of the Roman Empire. After Maximus was supporting the king's wishes to fight the last battle, his only wish is to go home to his family. But after Caesar discovering the truth, Maximus' family was killed. Maximus only wanted to avenge his family by killing Caesar. Caesar only wanting approval from his father, which at the end decided to kill him. Later on, Caesar wants to show his worth as the new king and what goodness he can bring to Rome. This supports the film focus where these two characters are depending on violence to meet their own goals. These two characters displayed an example of the stereotype that men having control can be dangerous and violent when it comes to how classes are placed in society. These two films are similar because each main character shows how much strength can get you past in society. They both show that the social classes in both time periods are important because the higher rank always takes control over the lower rank and how it can make a negative impact on society. However, there is a difference in these films. In RR, it shows that there is a bond between the two main characters, whereas there is hatred for both characters in The Gladiator. This shows the relationship between men can be difficult yet so simple. Another similarity that was shown is that there's a character trait between Bhim and Maximus where they both fight for their loved ones, which was labeled in the past that men are the head of the household, they need to protect their family. However, there is a difference between both films, and it is where the amount of violence was shown. In RR, there was limited harsh violence, but in Gladiator, with the games happening, it shows how brutal men can be. This is an establishing shot where the scene is located. In this scene, there is a mob surrounding a police station where the British police didn't have enough force to attack the people. This establishing shot is an important element that the director used because they want the audience to see, in this case, to understand how much of a powerful impact people can make. This is a medium shot, but what made this angle so special is that it was distorted to fit what the main character was viewing during the fight with their enemies. This will help the audience understand how real it feels and what the characters are feeling in the current moment. It is like a POV shot, but this time it was through the camera angle. This is a tracking shot where the camera angle follows from far away and then starts to follow the character's pace. In this scene, he is being chased by a wolf, but then yet to realize that there is a tiger in the woods, which changes his training method. This moving angle shows the movement of both Beam and the tiger running, showing the tension and the anxiety of Beam getting caught. This is a close-up shot where the camera angle is zoomed into the character's face. This shows that Maximus is dead, and they want the audience to feel the despair and the sadness that the director is trying to show. It shows how Maximus is just motionless and there isn't anything he can do but just to lie there. This shows how many emotion is shown within the close-up shot. This color of the scene is to show the figure of how godlike Raju is. The light only appearing behind him and the darkness surrounding him shows the audience the amount of power he is holding as a normal person. This is showing that Raju is trying to appear as a god named Ram, who is known in the Hindu religion as the chivalry god who has fought many battles. In this scene, he is fighting the British people who've never seen such a powerful human being before. So this gives Raju power and momentum. This scene is showing that the character here is being enclosed by the color of darkness, where she feels like she's being suffocated with hatred, sadness, and anger. It shows her makeup, which contributes to her facial complexion with her bright pink cheeks, which shows that she's very upset in that current moment. This scene depicts the fire around him, showing a bright orange reddish tone within the scene. This scene gives him power because he's the only one fighting against the British army with a bow and arrow with the only help of one friend. The scene took place in a forest where the only source of light is from the moon, and the fire shows how dangerous it can be. This is showing the foreshadow of the character and how he gives off a mysterious vibe just by isolating himself from the rest of the group. The ray of sunlight just hitting half of his face shows that he is just a quiet person, but with the other half being covered, it shows that there is a darker side to his personality. Gladiator and RR male protagonists made character developments while facing societal pressure through the film focused masculinity by showing how these characters made decisions to impact everyone around them to alter how they can feel in the future. This shows that masculinity have an effect to the development of the behavior of the main characters by showing the obstacles that they have faced and how they have overcome the issues. Even though these characters have different goals, each of them showed how it can be solved with their own method of thinking.